I am live, even though we're late. I'm here. Where were you? I'm here. My nose is itchy. I had to get some stuff ready. I wasn't quite ready on time, like I normally am, but here I am, and we'll be going. I'm still early. Technically, I'm early. See, I've spoiled you guys. I'm always here early. No, I like to be here early because number one, in the military, if you're not early, you're late. Number one, and number two, I just like to have time to shut up. I just like to have time to discuss things and talk before we get to what the thing is about. And I did not do a very good job of that today, so I apologize. But here I am. So let's see. We got McKaylee, we got Dave, we got DW. So, okay. Orange Hat Outdoors. That looks like a new name. Well, hello. So we got stuff going on today. And, man, it is hot in Pennsylvania. I mean, and that's whining because, you still live in the panhandle of Florida where this is nothing. But, doing stuff outdoors, it has been something. It has been something today, let me tell you. But anyway, we're here. We're getting ready. It's been a thing. It's been a thing. But how is everybody doing tonight? We have lots of stuff to talk about. About the world. Oh, Sweet Kaylee scored an actual sweet, and I think she got a really good deal on it. An actual World War I, like the original brass-handled stamped trench knife, which is pretty cool. Along with what I don't remember what gun did you get? She got the most unbelievable deal in a little antique store for some stuff that was cool. Das Cool should be the name of the store. Hello, Doug. Man, I'm just, yeah. So the 243 Winchester. And I was like, she told me how much it costs. And I said, is it a replica? Does it actually work? And then she confirmed that it in fact works. Cool. So we're going to get going in about 5 minutes. And the MRE. I forgot about the MREs. Like a whole wall of MREs for only $8. And I want the MREs. I want the MREs. I want to eat MREs. So let me be polite. And because I let Ethan use the phone and I make him turn the volume down when he's playing stuff, the volume down button is chewed off. Let me put this on vibrate so that neither River Song nor Genie will interrupt us while we're doing this. I have gotten some incredible cool stuff at yard sales that people have not even known what they've had. And I almost feel bad sometimes, but it's like, dude, if you want to sell me an actual Strider for $20 at a yard sale because it was, your dad's and he just told you, put you in charge of selling everything in this box, fine. Okay. The steroid shot yesterday, hoping steroid shots suck, man. But it's amazing. Steroid shots suck for the first, in my experience, and Jeremy, you can correct me if it's not the same for you. But steroid shots suck for the first 12 hours. But after that, it's a whole new world. I lost track of how many shots they put in my shoulder. But hello, Jimmy. I can't remember what the motto of air defense guys were when I was at Fort Bliss. They used to yell some crazy, because that's where they train. So me and Jimmy had a long discussion about air defense stuff this morning. I don't know. Everybody check out the new video, the reacting to. You guys really liked the old reacting to videos. Can women get them? Get what? Steroid shots? You asking if women get steroid shots for what? What do you want steroid shots for? You don't want steroid. I like steroid shots for what, honey? Like anybody can get them in a joint that needs them. But you don't want to need them. So, my drink is purple today. That's I'm gonna drink it because I poured it. Oh, I mean, if that's just your goal, it's not that kind of steroid, sweetie. It's but if you try to take me with the left arm, you don't even need steroid shots to get me there. So hang on, I gotta get my wallet out of my pocket. Why it's in my back pocket, I don't know. 25 cents each. I just saw this thing. Wait. Oh my God. That's crazy. First to fire. Okay. I have not heard. So Jimmy. Okay. So I was at Fort Bliss for two different reasons. The first time was because we were doing training, but so I don't know how this never came up. I used to work in the ER and the ICU at Beaumont. Back when I was a young medic doing I never talk about this. They made me go through the LPN, the nursing course, because I was so smart and good at medicness. So yeah, Jimmy, I spent about a year at Bliss at William Beaumont, doing training there. So, I mean, I was at Fort Bliss, but this was way back in the day. Now, I don't know what it looks like now, but back then, William Beaumont was like a mile and a half from the post itself. And so we lived, and I actually lived, my barracks was, so we were, I'm trying to remember. We were Charlie Company and William Beaumont Army Medical Center, but we lived, I want to say with the 14th ADA. I don't know if it's true or I don't remember what it is, but so we lived in an ADA barracks, like on the opposite side. Anyway, we'd have to. So all the time, we would we'd see the trainees, for tech school for AIT, getting just getting thrashed by the drill sergeants and the instructors, because the Avenger was brand new then, right? And and it sucks because so like I'm like a private first class nobody at that point, and so I'm just like trying to take shortcuts to places, and you hear drill sergeant yell, "Private, come here," and like you snap back into basic training mode, even though you're not in training, and you're just like, "Moving, drill sergeant, moving." And you show up, and then they get one of them. They're like, "All right, so and so, this is they read your name tag. Tell PFC Pinto about your weapon system." You know what I mean? And you're just standing there. And you're like, "I'm not even involved in this shit. What are you doing?" And so whatever. And that got us to 6:45. Woohoo! Oh, hey, the Miro Man says I look handsome. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like shit today. So, all right, here we go. It's 6:45. It's 6:46. 1 minute late, but we were talking about Fort Bliss, which is just, how they named Fort Bliss? They picked the name that is most opposite of what that base represents to fool people to want to be there. And they were like, bam, Fort Bliss. I could talk more about Fort Bliss and the footbridge to Juarez and the drinking age on post being lowered to 18 just to keep dumb privates from going to Mexico and getting beaten and raped and killed in all sorts of orders, not necessarily that order. And our experience with drinking on post. But Fort Bliss was a hell of a place in El Paso in the middle of nowhere. So, all right, but let's start. Let's start the show. Is it 1 month? Have we been together for 1 month? That's awesome. Did I get my going gear? Hey, Carrie, I'm going to talk about that. That's going to come up. You know what, Kaylee? We will. Wait, it's going too fast. We will have a super fun time on GTA, just beating people up, or whatever game you want to play tonight. Because you should have gotten Far Cry working, so we can play that tonight. Could I throw up a pic of the Avenger? I will do that for you. Hang on. We're going to get into this. But given today's video, I cannot remember the actual nomenclature of the Avenger because I'm a terrible person. So I will just look it up like this. Here's what we'll do. And then I'm going to put up something else that I think is even cooler. Images. Google Images are an amazing thing. Okay. Yeah, guys, we're doing this. Sorry. And I can't even see what you guys are typing right now if you're typing anything because I'm looking up pictures on Google and stuff. And where did my picture go? Where's my damn picture? I wanted a picture. Give me a big picture. Okay. And I'm trying not to sneeze right into my microphone. Okay, so the Avenger. Okay, here we are. Show your knife too, if you can. I will try to show your knife. I might have to get it. All right, so let me share screen window. All right, so this is the Avenger. It is so the Stinger missile, which is the FIM-92. I know that much. Is a shoulder-fired, infrared-guided, short-range anti-aircraft missile, what we call a man-PAD, man-portable anti-air air defense system. So what they did was they took 8 of them, and some of them, they used to have a 50 cal machine gun on here, and then they didn't, and whatever, but they put it on the Humvee, on an M998, and that way it could drive around the battlefield and shoot it like helicopters and some jets, but the Stinger's not great at jets, but it's awesome at helicopters. And then they also had something called the line of sight forward heavy, which is the one with the machine gun. And then they took the Stinger and they put it on the Bradley, which is what I used to smack my head in all the time running around, and they called it the M6 Linebacker. Now, what I love is when they decided to make this ungodly contraption. And they were like, hey, if Stingers can work, the Stingers have a range of about 1 mile, 2 miles, give or take, whatever. Let's put the AMRAAM, which, we talked about missiles today on the video, which have an optimal range of somewhere in the range of 40 nautical miles. Let's put those on a Humvee, but totally forgetting that you need an actual fire control radar and the SlamRAM, surface launched AMRAAM, but it sounds cool because the SlamRAM was an utter failure of a project, but it looks so cool, and it's just weird to see them not on a plane. Anyway, so we got the SlamRAM, we got the Avenger, and they still have Avengers, by the way. The Avenger still serves, and you can see them around Washington D.C. Like they have them guarding vital places in Washington D.C. and other places for point defense. It's all my fault. I have to go check what's my fault, but. Now I got to show CRAMs because this is all the stuff that we were commenting about. But I will show them CRAMs because CRAMs is awesome because CRAMs has literally saved my life in the desert. CRAMs. I got a picture of pigeons. I got a picture of pigeons when I looked up CRAMs. Let me try system. If I put system at the end of it, oh, that changed everything. Okay, that's a video. I don't want a video. No, well, I'm just going to show this right here because this is basically what it is. Let me share my screen one more time. I know you sent me the picture of the knife, sweetie, but it's on Instagram, which I know where I can show it. Hang on. Anyway, I'm going to do this one more time. Okay, so see this guy? This is CRAMs, the counter rocket and mortar system. We called it R2D2 because of this thing. And basically what it is, it's like the Phalanx weapon system, the Sea-Whiz from the Navy. But so it's a 20 millimeter rotary gun. It's the same gun that they put in the airplane, the M61 Vulcan. And it has a series of small radars that track incoming rockets and mortars. And it's not the most accurate because I mean, think about it. It has mere seconds to track, lock. Oh, look at these. The TQGs. What are they? M16 168 something. We use the same ones for some of our. Anyway, they call them tactical quiet generators, which is the biggest joke in the military because you go deaf. Like half the tinnitus cases in the military are from tactical quiet generators. But and it actually will. So that it tracks the incoming round and the bullets. And it makes them meet. But at night, you see the red tracers, and it looks like a laser beam. And it's just a pretty damn cool thing to watch. And yeah, it has actually saved my life several times when I was downrange. Incoming stuff. And then sometimes it just, you know what though? The system sometimes just does nothing. And we're like, boom. And you hit the deck and you're like, thanks, CRAMs. All right, so now we're going to get to the show. And I am going to, where's the trench knife? Because Kaylee wants you guys to see it. Trench knife. Oh, she sent me a brand new picture of it. You can see like the age on that brass. It's been used. That's like the original trench knife. Trench knife. All right, so let's move on. So, all right, so we're ready to go for real. So we're gonna start this. Lost my shot glass. I had a shot glass. So we have to get a little somber now, or we might not because I lost my shot glass. The smoke pit shot glass. And if you have served in the military, you know that the smoke pit, whether you smoke or not, that's where you discuss all this stuff. That's where you talk about everything. That's where it's safe. That's where there's no officers. That's where we talk about stuff. So we lost another one last night. Suicide. By what method we don't know, but a very brave warrior. Special operations, joint terminal attack controller that I have literally ate dirt with in 3 different theaters. And some people, see, I don't want to get sad now. Getting help for what's wrong is the bravest thing you can do, to admit that you need help and to accept it. But some people just can't take that step. But it just happens. Anyway, so this guy though, he was one of the dudes, like he's the last one that you would have thought would have gone down this road, because he was the guy who was there for everybody, for everything, always, and would literally like in the middle of combat, like would give you his body armor, to like a scared new guy, and or give you his jacket in a snowstorm. He was that kind of guy. So this is to Alex, and hopefully he's found peace, and till Valhalla, brother. I don't know what else to say. We're still putting information together and picking up pieces, but everybody, if you're the toasting kind, just remember his name. He deserved it. He was a good dude. Okay, got that out of the way. The week is, and I'm going to say this, the week is to not admit that there's a problem, and then leave all your brothers and sisters behind trying to pick up the pieces and wonder why. That's the weak answer, as far as I'm concerned. Because, let me tell you, and I've been very honest with this, I have PTSD. I have been through some horrific shit, and it is scary and hard to get the help and face it. And as far as I'm concerned, that is the braver solution. And I have a lot to live for and a lot to be grateful for. And that's why I know I'll never go down that road. You know what I mean? And Alex did too, though. They all do. It's just sometimes it gets overwhelmed. Anyway, I don't want to. This is not going to be a sad thing, but he's at peace now. And all it takes is one person, honestly, one person to tell you I'm here for you. And, you know, but then you got to reach out and to say like, hey, thank you for being my help. I need your help. You know what I mean? And you know, chemistry's pretty good too. I'm having some drugs for that stuff. But anyway, so listen, if you, I'm just going to say this and we're going to move on. If you know somebody that you think is struggling, don't push it on them. Don't run up and say, you have a problem, you need help, but just offer them that shoulder and say, hey, if you want some help, I'm here by your side, you know? Alex still had a lot to contribute. And you know, we always do, it's a pleasure to deal with your cranky pregnant. It's a fine ass. It's a sweet ass, but it's a pleasure to deal with like to be there for somebody and to help them and to be like, listen, we're in this fight together, you know? And all right, done. We're done. Okay. So, let's move on to the standard stuff. So drink of the day. This is a proof of concept that I think has failed. This is my standard coconut rum. I tried to change up the summertime drink. Red Bull coconut berry and a tiny splash of grenadine. It made a lovely purple. Not bad. So, first thing on the agenda. I noticed that, you know, we hadn't gotten a lot of views on the reacting to the military video, not nearly as much as the old ones did. Jimmy, that's the most army shit I've ever heard. This sometimes is true. I mean, it's usually true, but what I found is that a lot of people don't understand, but they're willing to listen anyway. And they're willing to just hear you out. They won't understand, but anyway. So what do you guys think of me reacting to the military videos? And I know I get into the beeps and squeaks, but you got to remember, it's also, I love military systems. I love weapons and tactics, and I love teaching about it. Like if I could, I wish I didn't leave the military on my own. If you guys go back and you watch the video that I made the day, my last day in, I was in tears because that was not my choice. That was the medical board's choice that I was done. I love weapons and tactics. But so is that a series that you guys would like me to continue doing, the reacting, or would you like me to do it in a different way? Would you like me to not get so into it? Would you like me to just do more of a reaction? How are they tactical? They're not black. I know, and they don't say Condor and they don't say Benchmade on any of them. So how could they possibly be tactical, right? They might sell them in the Sportsman's Guide. That's how. Do you guys want me to continue this series? Because, you know, I do get questions about military stuff a lot, and I answer them in emails, but I kind of like responding to, I kind of like looking at these videos just to make fun of them. And I would do more of them. They're a pain in the ass to edit, let me tell you, but I'll do them if you guys want to see them. You guys have now, I was sort of a feared instructor because when I was on the schedule and students saw that I was their instructor, they knew that they were in for a long ass day and that they would like zero mistakes were tolerated. But at the same time, and I'm going to just fuck it, they knew that they were going to, at the same time, I was requested by students. Like if a student was in trouble, and let me break from this for a minute. So like when they were in training, you got to do a mission. If you failed that mission, you went for an X ride, which was extra out of the syllabus. You got to repeat the whole thing. You got a rebrief, you got a debrief, you got a rebrief, you got to do the whole thing again. And then if you passed that, fine, you went on to the next syllabus training event. If you didn't, you went on to your check ride. If you failed your check ride, then you went on to your another X ride. This is how many times the military gives you a chance. You went on to another X ride, like, okay, let's figure out what the problem is again. And then you went on to the elimination ride. The elimination ride had to be observed by the commander to make sure that everything was being done before we dumped a student and said, fuck you suck, you're out. The commander had to observe to make sure everything's being done good. But everything on the check ride and the elimination ride had to be exactly the same task conditions and standards as on the ride they failed. So one of my things was I was the dude that they would do for I would be the guy that they would pull for the first check ride. Now, if I did the check ride, I could not do for the first X ride, to debrief it, figure out what went wrong, rebrief this mission, and walk them through it again. I'm going to say usually they passed, because let's face it, when you're as awesome as me and you're a walking encyclopedia of weapons, tactics, death, and destruction, you usually do a good job. That's just me. If they still failed, though, the rule is the instructor that fails them on the actual training event cannot do the X ride. This instructor that fails them on the X ride cannot do the check ride. And then so like, you know what I mean? You can't have the same instructor twice in a row, because we always err on the side of, what if you got a shitty instructor? What if you just got a shitty instructor that day? You know, we give the trainee every opportunity. So my thing was, I was the X ride guy. I mean, I did regular instruction too, but I was the X ride guy, and then I was the elimination check guy. You fell. Why are you falling, honey? You can't fall. You're falling for 2. Don't fall for 2. Stand by. We have a formation at 5 a.m., so I'm going to need everybody to show up at 2:30 so we can check in and get checked at 3 o'clock so we can stand by. Oh my God, that is one of the greatest books. I have read the book and I have listened to it on Audible probably 20 times. I swear it is one of my favorite books. So anyway, do you know that the concept of J-stars, never mind, I'm not going to do that. So anyway, sorry, I got off track. So, but instructing and really making sure that understanding happens is my thing. So I'm probably going to do your fault. It was your fault you fell. I need more on this. Yeah, is Demon Seed okay? Is he doing all right? I bet he did it. The thing about Red Storm Rising is that it is, when you read it, you got to remember it's written with the finest 1986 technology available. I built models, by the way, Craig, if you look on the channel, of the stealth, the F-19 that he writes about in the book. So anyway, I love doing these military videos because I have no other outlet for all this information I have. And it kills me that I'm not in anymore, and I can't just, like, there are people that just want to sit, like, what are you doing for lunch? I don't know, let's order in and let's talk about airplanes. Okay, cool, you know? So, all right. I'll see you later here, Brian. I'll be here for like an hour. So anyway, if you guys want me to keep doing these military react videos, I will. What I would love, though, is if you guys pick some videos out so I'm not picking on the same people over and over. And I will react to them and I will teach. If you guys want me to, and here's something that somebody suggested, why don't I just do instructional military videos? Just teach you guys stuff. And I would do that too, but I need you guys to tell me what topics you want to know and what you want to know about. So you're dying. Stop dying. You cannot die because we have plans. We have plans. Shit is planned out. Can't die. That might not have been my first drink of the day. I would love to have lunch and sit down and talk planes. Nick, I will. You don't know how I will talk planes. I mean, we can talk planes to the level of, yeah, I like the way that one looks, all the way to the left main wing spar on the F-16 is held on by this many bolts and blah blah. I mean, we can go big, we can go small. I love airplanes. I fucking love airplanes, and I've loved them since I was like 12 years old. So, but anyway, so there's topic number one. I want your feedback on these military reaction videos because the last time I did it twice before. They were very much enjoyed, and it doesn't seem like you guys really enjoyed this one today. You have a serious question. You can ask a serious question. You can ask it here in front of everybody and put me on the spot, or you can ask it on our usual private talk if you want. But, you do what you got to do. Whatever. A do-over on some of the military vids out there. Okay, that's cool. So one a week. All right. So Craig, what I want you guys to do is refer me the videos that you see and that hey, it's 2A's here. Awesome. I want you guys to refer videos that you've seen that you want to know. Are those real? Are these real? These are real. Oh my God. The Grenade Assault and Confidence Course basic training. One of the best military fails is there's a missile system called the ERYX. ERYX. I don't know. It's a French missile system. And this is a real video of testing. It's like all serious. They're getting ready to test everything. They press the fire button and the missile goes like boom right out of the tube in front of them. Yes. So those where like people throw grenades backwards or people get so freaked out on the grenade confidence course. Yes, I have those of the Glock box. I haven't gotten the Glock box yet, but I have those pictures. They are really going to help because I had to send my Glock back to Darren at the shop. So I don't have it. I think my new video gun is going to be the P320. I'm going to have in videos from now on. But anyway, thank you for that. So yes, stupid shit happens on the grenade confidence course. So yeah, anyway. So all right. So there, number one. Now let's move on. Let's talk about barrel and blade. And I'm still nervously waiting for this serious question Kaylee has for me, whether it's going to come through on. Oh. Yes, I will marry you, Kaylee. I will. Yes, I will. Yes, that's a serious question, and I will. Yes, I'm saying it in front of everybody. So, see, I said it in front of everybody. I'm not afraid. So, battle box. No. Fuck battle box. Right up its stupid ass. Barrel and blade. Barrel and blade. Let's talk about barrel and blade. I got barrel and blade today. Still inhaling. Still inhaling. That was my exhale for barrel and blade. I don't know. So those of you who get barrel, okay. So I filmed barrel and blade, and I'm going to. I love you too, Kaylee. I love Kaylee. I really do love Kaylee. I'm just letting you guys know that. Kaylee is the sweetest thing I've ever known. She's hot. She's so hot. So anyway, have you guys gotten? So who? Let me know who has gotten their barrel and blade. Anybody? Anybody gotten the barrel and blade? Anybody? Anybody? Angry tent box. I don't know what the theme of this barrel and blade box is going to be. or what it's supposed to be. So it's 4 items that I can't figure out what connection they have to each other in any way. And I'm not saying they're bad items. I'm not talking about the quality of the items. And it's just like and so here's the story too. So I didn't get my box, right? I didn't get my box. So I emailed them and I'm like, I didn't get my box. And they're like, oh my God, we're sorry you didn't get your box. We were having problems. They got me a box, by the way, in 3 days. And I want you to know that because you know how customer service is to me. I got my box today with the Army now. In the Army now, you went to basic where that was, you know what? In the Army now is one of the most realistic Army basic training movies ever. Renaissance Man. If you want to see a realistic depiction of Army basic training besides Danny DeVito teaching them Shakespeare, Renaissance Man is a very realistic. And I went to basic where they filmed Stripes because they call it Fort Arnold, but that was Fort Knox. So, anyway, they put these 4 items together, and I'm not sure what it is or what the connection is, but they're. Do you want to give barrel and blade the barrel and well, hold on. I'm gonna get there. So they put these items together, and my box, they literally, when I said I didn't get a box, they threw stuff in the box. They forgot to put the card. They taped it up in this most crazy tape up way, and they sent it to me, which is cool. Then I find out Dan Brown. Oh, I know. I was thinking Dale Brown because I was just listening to Flight of the Old Dog on audiobook. So listen, no, it's okay. I know what it is. And I even got an email about that. I'm going to talk about that. So they sent me the box that I got today. They also told me, listen, they had sent the original box out. The post office didn't scan it, but they looked through the records and they sent it. And they said that they're going to, when I get it, I can keep that one too. So we're going to do a giveaway, an entire barrel and blade box when I get that box. I'm going to give that entire box away to somebody on this channel. Somebody's going to get it. You know what? Now I can't remember. Hold on. I got to check out who I'm listening to right now. If it's Dale Brown or Dan Brown. It's Dale Brown. Dale Brown is what I'm listening to. Flight of Old Dog. So in the box, there's an item, and sorry. So in the box, there's an item, and oh my God, you know what? So 2A is talking about this item where it's the most janky, ghetto looking thing where there's something that's supposed to be in it and it's not in it. But they sent me an email about it too. They're like, hey, you're going to see this in the box. I want you to know about this. And if they hadn't, I would have gone off on this item. We're talking about June's box, Craig. Talking about June's box because I just got it today. So it's just how we can talk. I got the box. There's no spoilers. We can talk all about the box. You guys can mention anything about the box. It's a flashlight. It's a weapons light. But I also noticed because I looked up some stuff. There's 2 different lights they sent out. I got the 950. I also saw that some people got a smaller powered light, but also in the level 2 box. It's crazy that I got mine. I know what you're talking about. Did anybody get the smaller light? Not the 950. I should have brought it with me. Not the 950. Not the one that looks like the Olight Javelot, but the smaller one. Because I saw 2 unboxings. So I went to look where people got this smaller light, and I don't know. But this is like I don't know what's going on with Barrel and Blade because I love Barrel and Blade. And I'm going to say I think over time, over the long haul, they are the best gear tactical gear box over the long run. If you look at everything they give you, that's what I'm happiest with. But this box was just like, what is going on with it? You got the 950? Yeah, I got the 952. So, Craig, what knife did you get? Because I have the knife somewhere. So the knife in the box is actually a really good one. It was the Kershaw Emerson collab, the CQC6. And I have one real Emerson, the CQC7, because my dad, who has spent his whole life in either military special operations or government agency 3-letter paramilitary operations, says that this is the best tactical knife he's ever had in his life. He loves the CQC7. He loves Emerson. Emerson invented the wave. Emerson was the dude who invented this, and everybody who uses this wave opener licenses it from Emerson. So this is a really nice knife. The knife is nice. So like I said, the box has some good items, and you're going to see the unboxing on Friday. And when I get the other box, we're going to give away the whole box. We're going to give away the whole box. But it's just like, I don't know what went on with this one. What I would like is, and you know what's funny? I have an old Benchmade, because Emerson worked with Benchmade decades ago. I have the old Benchmade CQC7, which is big. Will that be for the June or July box? Dan, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. Don't know. But speaking of giveaway, so we're gonna move along. So giveaway. Pharaoh never got in touch with me for this. Never, ever, ever. Which means we need to pick a new person. We need to pick a new person. So, Kaylee, sweetie, darling, are you still here with us? So I haven't seen you say anything. I hope you are. Be here. I don't want to have to do a random number generator because it's a pain in the butt. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to pick a new winner for this, because I gave him a week to get in touch with me, and you're just hiding in the corner. Why are you hiding in the corner? And it's not just like just one video where I mentioned it. I had put it out in a couple other videos that he needs to get in touch with me. So, so we have 51 entries. So Sweetie Honey Pie, I need you to pick a random number between 1 and 51, but not number 53. Dan, this one's already done, but we're going to start another giveaway tonight, and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. So, Kaylee, you just pick a random number. 36. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen again. Share screen and a window. And here we go. So you guys see it, number 36. So Pharaoh, you're out. I'm going to block out your name because you did not respond. So 36 is our new winner, and you get. We're going to make your name big. Marcial. Ricola. You need to get in touch with me, dude. And I'm going to put this out in another video, too. So this is who wins the knife now. We're just going to keep going through names until somebody, if I could get an entry, but we'll wait till later. Yeah, so listen. Now, if you guys, thanks, sweetie, by the way, for picking a number. If you guys didn't get in on this one, that's okay. Because we're giving a lot of stuff away from now until the end of the year. And we're going to start with the next giveaway right now. You guys want to do the next giveaway right now? Let's do the next giveaway right now. Where it is. So the Patreon guys, they we had their little after we did the did you guys enjoyed the hard use test right here, right? And Marcial also has 1 week to get in touch with me, or we'll pick a new name. So this is now up for grabs. This is the next giveaway. The Klingon battle cruiser. What'd you guys think of how this thing performed? Like, cool. I enjoyed making the video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the video. Ooh, look. Can you see how green my eyes are? If I actually shine light in them. That one's yours. Stabbing myself in the face. You know what's the cool thing? I can get as many of these as I want from Kubi and give them to Kaylee if she wants one. Am I on the entry list? Well, you know, 2A, nobody's on the entry list because we haven't done it yet. Haven't done this yet. So, this is the next giveaway item. Okay. Kurt, I'm going to go check out that picture as soon as we're done here. This right here, this is the next giveaway. Oh, the list you just took down? Yeah, 2A, you're on there. You're on that list. You were on that list. So we're giving this guy away. And if you haven't seen wants you to make the hotspot sand. Yes, Dominic, if you win this and you want me to do the sanding on here, I'm happy to do that. That is a piece of cake. Don't worry, honey. We both have to stop stabbing and cutting ourselves. That sounded so bad. By accident. We have to stop stabbing and cutting ourselves by accident. So anyway, this is the next giveaway knife. The Kubi Shark KU219. And if you have not seen how this thing performed in the test video, you need to go check this thing out. Because as ridiculous as it might look, this is a beast and a half. Chopped down a 2.5 inch tree with it. So you guys, here's all you have to do. And this is as, and it comes with the Kydex sheath. I just don't have it here, but you can go look at the unboxing video. You can go look at the hard use test video to just see all it does. All you have to do is just on this video is comment you want in, you want it, whatever. That's all you have to do. Be a subscriber to my channel and comment you want in, and you're entered. And next week we'll do the same kind of drawing for it, and we'll say we'll pick a name. That's it. Dan, I highly suggest you watch the. So listen. Don't say it now. Don't say it now. So I made a mistake last time. Don't say it now. Wait till the video processes and is up there. You know what? Never mind. I'll go look. You guys say it now if you want. That's fine. I'll do the work. You can comment after the video post. You can say it now. It's easier for me if you comment after the video post, but if you've already said it now, don't worry about it. I'll do the work for you guys because you guys deserve for me to do it. But it is an amazingly tough knife. We also are going to be having a giveaway of that fake Benchmade that I redid because some of you expressed interest in that. We're going to have an OffGrid giveaway coming up because OffGrid sent me 3 new knives, and that's pretty cool. And I've been really interested in that. By the way, so I've been doing the reviews. I already did 2 of them. Do you guys know how much I love the OffGrid Black Mamba? And we kept saying, me and a bunch of other people, God, if only that was a bigger tactical size. Dun, dun, dun. Look at this thing. Now, downgraded materials, but look at this. Oh, this thing is, this is everything. And the Black Mamba is coming out with a 2.0 that's going to add a 1/4 inch to the blade, a little bit more to the handle and everything. So you still get all the premium materials, the titanium and the M390. This one's D2 steel liners and really nicely patterned. But you're going to see the whole you're going to see the whole video on this. But oh man, and look, dunk. Ready? Watch that again. Ready? Dunk. Oh, OffGrid makes such great stuff. So I'm really happy with that. Okay. I wanted to show you this too. So since we did the unboxing monthly knife club, the Onyx box, this has not been out of my pocket. This knife the wasabi, this little guy, I love this knife. I got to tell you guys, I cannot say enough. It's so simple. It's so simple, but it is such a great little blade. World legal because it doesn't lock, and because of the side of the blade, carry this thing anywhere around the world, except for those few countries where they're like, you cannot have a knife. But I mean, the beautiful carbon fiber work. This is my new absolute favorite blade ever sent out by Monthly Knife Club. Well, I'm trying to get the look at that carbon fiber. It is just such a perfect EDC knife. It would be absolutely perfect if the clip was the other way and it was tip up, because that's the way I like it. But I just, this has been what's in my pot. I've used this thing. I've used it to cut packages open. I've used it for utility stuff. I used it to cut steak 2 nights in a row because I just didn't want to use any other knife. It's a 440C blade, but it is heat treated to perfection. It is just gorgeous. So I cannot recommend this thing enough if you guys get a chance to grab one. It is just and the way that it's like almost a 2-tone look on the carbon fiber because of the way it's ground on the edges. Awesome. It does take a little bit of time to get used to this front flipper. But if you don't, you know what? It's just, think of it like an old Higo Nakami, and you just open it up and it's great. It's fantastic. Yeah. And the double detent is, I mean, it doesn't, even though it's a slip joint, it doesn't, I mean, if I really want to go crazy, it'll close, but I mean, it holds its position really nicely, and then you just close it off. How much was it? I don't remember off the top of my head, but you can, you've got to go check it out in the unboxing, but under 100. I know it's under 100. I think it's like around 90. I'm not sure. Phenomenal. Okay, so last topic I want to talk about, and Jay will be there, and I think the whiskey will too. Oh, those are always good. EDC Club. So this is a week of good customer service, by the way. So I have not gotten my EDC Club box this week. Or envelope. Hold on. So, hey, 2A, thank you. That was really awesome of you. Look, 2A did this. Kaylee, don't you start trying to compete with this, because you don't have to do that. Because Kaylee likes to support what I do because she's awesome. Anyway, Kaylee's pretty much just awesome all the way around, all the time. Although she is very abusive to me when we play video games together. She beats me up. All I do is try to check out her video game characters. Sweet ass. She punches me and blows me up. So, where was I going? EDC Club. So I called them. I just called them because they actually have a phone number. You don't even have to email these guys. They have a phone number. So I called them up and I spoke with a guy and I was like, how do I not sound like a jerk about this? But where's my box? And they were like, we're so sorry. I mean, flat out, totally our fault. The guy that handles our subscriptions has been out. He's had some family stuff going on. What's your name and zip code? I will put together a box for you right now today. What's the last one you got? Okay, that's, what was in it. Okay, I'm going to get it together for you. I'm so sorry for this. Not a problem. Please don't worry about it. We will make sure you get this. We'll send it out, priority. We're really, really sorry. Like, I couldn't believe how the guy was bending over backwards to try to get this thing fixed for me instead of me having to be like, I want my box. Give me my box. Like, awesome. I should have called him earlier. And he thanked me. He thanked me for calling him to let him know there was a problem. Customer service. It's almost a lost dead art, but some people still believe in it. So we'll be getting the EDC Club a little bit late, but we'll be doing it, and we'll see what it is. And I'm excited because There is, somebody had warned me that there's something in it that I've seen over and over that I do not like. And I peeked, and I know what you're talking about. And how many times do I have to see that knife in a box? But there is an awesome compass in there that I can't wait to see. I cannot wait to see it. It looks really cool. And some other stuff too that's like really useful, not fancy, but really useful. So I can't wait to see that, and we'll do that too. I've got, what's my favorite meat? My favorite meat box, Primal Urge. I have to finish editing it, and yes, I have to. The other channel, the model channel, I have to get back to work on it, but it's been hectic. It's been very hectic. So I will be getting back to all that stuff. But anyway, guys, all right, so. Whew, we did all the, when you do a briefing, a mission briefing, I was just going to say we did all the motherhood, but hopefully I'll get my tracking number for barrel and blade. Soon. We'll see how that works out. I was going to talk about mission briefings. I don't know why. Because I miss doing that stuff. I miss being around a map table. Funny story. All right, I'm going to tell you a funny story related to the video that went up today. Talking about like how many different versions of the F-16 there are in the world, and why it's important to know the specifics, and why it's important to know what you're talking about. Hey, Doc, how long does it take you to film, edit, and upload a video? That's a good question. This is an excellent question. Thank you for asking it. And the answer, like anything else, is it depends. I can tell you that in general, however long the video you guys see, it takes 3 to 4 times, whatever that length of the video is, it's taken me 3 to 4 times that length to do all the editing. It takes a long time. Filming can take anywhere from the actual length of the video you see to up to twice as long, depending on how many times I screw it up. Filming is generally very close to the finished product of what you see. I mean, and sometimes I have to take a lot out. If I'm doing a video with Dave, me and Dave like to just joke and talk. So filming a video with me and Dave takes a lot longer than what you guys see. And that's why there's a lot more editing. When you do the P-47 model, talk about the history and armament. Okay. It is sometimes a multiple day process to film and edit and upload a video. Uploading a video is not so long. What takes a long time is you got to make a thumbnail. You've got to go click all sorts of options in YouTube. You've got to do settings. You've got to put it in playlist. You've got to do end screens. You've got to answer 1.5 million questions about monetization and the subject matter. And it's got to process. And processing the video takes a long time. I have a gaming computer, so it's supposed to be good at graphics and processing and all that stuff. And since I do everything for 4K now, because some people like to watch the videos in 4K, get all the really little details really good, it can take hours. Like a 20-minute video takes about an hour to render and process after I've done all the editing. Longer videos take longer. So it's a long process to actually to do all that. It's very quick. It's not quick. But. So back to the funny story though. How much computer power do you need to edit videos? You don't need that much computer power to edit videos, but to do it and have it be a smooth, easy process, I find that you need at least 8 gigs of RAM. At least. You can do it with less, but in order to have it be a nice, smooth, easy process, that's, I don't know, that's, to me, that's, this computer is 16. And it's still, there are times where I just have to leave it alone and let it sort out all the clips and let it just give it a good 20, 30 minutes to take all the different video clips and look at them and process them in the editing software. And then I can start working at it, to battle against sunburn. Aloe. I mean, no, there are no good military hacks against sunburn. Hey, Sebastian, I'll help you out with your channel as much as I can. You ask me all the questions in the world. I'll help you with as much YouTube stuff as I can feed you. There are no good hacks for sunburn, honestly. There aren't. It's, it is literally a burn on your skin. So avoid touching the skin any more than you have to. Wear light, loose clothing. Be very careful with the creams and stuff that you put on this. You want the skin to breathe. So a lot of commercial available creams will actually smother the skin. So you want the lightest possible stuff you can put on. So, all right, back to this story, and then we'll kind of wrap it up. So why is it important to really know your stuff? So one day we're doing this big exercise, and it's not a red flag, nothing like that, but it's like a local, what we call LFE, large force employment. So lots of airplanes from different units doing stuff. And there is an old pilot. He's like a lieutenant colonel. He has now transitioned from active duty to the Air National Guard. And so, you guys probably know Air National Guard doesn't have the hottest, newest, best equipment. They take the hand-me-downs. And so this guy was used to flying F-16 Block 50s, which are at the time, that's like the best, fastest, most capable F-16 version that the Air Force has. In his Air National Guard unit, they fly Block 30s, which not so much, not so much. Now, this guy is a very accomplished pilot, thousands of hours, really knows what he's doing in terms of tactical stuff. But there's so much. Kaylee, first of all, how'd you come with $14.99? Second, I love you, but I just love you. That's an interesting price you came up with there, honey. And she threatens to bite me if I talk about touching her butt, but I'm going to touch your butt for that. It's worth accepting the bite. It's a nice butt. So, so anyway, he's going through all this mission planning, and so rank has his privileges, even though now he's a junior guy in terms of time in the squadron, but he's still a lieutenant colonel. So he gets to, lead stuff. And he's talking about all this fancy stuff, and he's going to do this, and they're going to use wind-corrected sensor munitions and blah, blah, blah. And they're going to do all this fancy stuff. And everybody's kind of looking around the room nervously, like, is anybody going to stop this guy? And so a lot of the A-10 pilots a lot of the A-10s are in the Air National Guard now. I'm willing to accept that bite for touching that glorious sweet butt. It's fine. So I'm sitting there in the room and I'm like, what are they going to do to me? I'm Staff Sergeant Nobody. And as they're going through this, I just raise my hand and they're like, so who's got, and my job was always what they call doom and gloom. I'm always the guy that's going to raise my hand and be like, this is not going to work because we're all going to die on this mission because. So they're like, so who has, inputs? And, oh, look at that. Somebody wants to fight. Oh, appreciate that. So don't take the bait. So I raise my hands and I'm like, I'm trying to put it as diplomatically as I can. I'm like, it's a great plan. And I think that it's a great choice of weapons given the targets because we're going after formations of vehicles, blah, blah, blah. But it's not going to work in this particular scenario because that weapon cannot be carried or employed by the Block 30 F-16. Respectfully, sir. And everybody, everybody just kind of went, oh, he said it. And they looked around, but I mean, it was a true thing. Those munitions need specific electronics and specific pods and information to be employed correctly. And they can't work on any F-16 block lower than the 40-42. And this dude, again, great tactical mind, lots of experience, just came from the active duty and forgot that he's flying these basically old, beat up, old. Oh, honey, no, baby, you literally have babies to feed. What are you doing? And so we're going to have to talk about this later. She likes to win, by the way. And so I'm going to spend that money on her anyway one day. So the room is just silent, and his lieutenant colonel looks up, and he looks at me, and I'm like, this is one of those moments where what munition was it? It was the Gator, the CBU 107. And I'm waiting. I'm just waiting for like some kind of threat, but it's like, it's my mission too. You know, I'm the dude on the ground that's got to survive this thing. So I'm waiting for the thrashing, and the colonel looks at me and he's like, huh, good catch. And then he looks at his director of operations in the squadron as if it's his fault. And he goes, we got some pretty shitty birds here, don't we? And everybody just starts laughing. But I mean, that's why. So when I'm in these videos and I'm reacting and I'm like, it is important to know the difference, to know what the hell you're like, to know it's not just an F-16. There are like 9 different flavors of F-16. That's why I make it a real big deal to know which F-16 you're talking about, or which MiG-29 you're talking about. Or like you know, these details are important. And a lot of these videos, they're like, I'm gonna jump on, you know, whatever. So how do you know I'm not pregnant? It's true. I hear 2A is pretty loose. He could be pregnant right now. I'm not sure. So it really matters to know what you're talking about, and to like watch these videos and to be like, what specifically are you quoting me when we're talking about specs and stats and all this stuff? And by the way, I was pulled aside by my squadron commander later, and he was like, that is excellent work, but next time you save that shit for afterwards and you let me go tell him. And I was like, so what are we going to do though? We're going to brief the whole mission and like we're going to brief the whole mission to use a tactical execution part that we know isn't going to work, and like say, all right, great job, everybody. Let's go execute, ready, break, and then have to come back here. Like, and like, what are we getting? Like, no. So I will not speak on this comment. I will not comment on this comment because I have been informed. I have literally been ordered. I have literally been ordered that I am no longer allowed to comment on the capabilities or the drawbacks on the F-35. I was told that I'm not allowed. I have been involved in well, I love you and I will talk to you soon. Stop stressing her out. I don't want to have to fight anybody. Because when it comes between, like, you know, I don't want to have to fight anybody, but I got to be on her side and I got to defend her. And I will. I think it's hilarious that the term tactical is labeled. Anyway, the F-35, I was in when it was at Eglin during testing, and I was at Tyndall, and because of I have seen I know some things because I've seen some things. And then I got to go to because she said, dude, she says you are. Because she says do you know how women work? She says you are. You're the bad guy. Dude, just take it. Just take it. So yeah, so then we went to the 58th Fighter Squadron where they were like developing all the tactics, techniques, and procedures, and we got like a full-on briefing there. And the pilots there said, "This plane ever actually does all the things that they tell us it's going to do. This is going to be a badass plane." And that's the same day I said, like, so no shit, you guys feel good about replacing the A-10 and everything? And he's like, "Are you crazy? Where has this started?" There's no way in hell I want to take this $130 million airplane down on the deck and try to do close air support like the A-10 does. There's no way we're trying to replace the A-10. I wish people would stop saying that shit. It was really like his veins bulging at his forehead. Like, there's no way I'm taking a $130 million low observable airplane down on the deck where people can physically look at me and shoot at me with guns. It's not going to happen. And it was just really funny to watch him go up. And I knew I was setting him up for that, but it was really good. I don't know. The F-35 is the F-35. And like I said, I have been, my last standing order was I'm not allowed to give personal opinions on it anymore. So there's that. Yeah. It sure is expensive, though. Okay, so Kaylee is somewhat calmer, but I hope you will recognize that I was willing to fight a dude for you and had your back. Yeah, the F-35. Oh. But then again, I don't blame the F-35. I don't blame the F-35 because if you listen to the rant I had about the F-16 and what happened with that, that's the way the government goes. That's the Air Force for you. That's the Church of the Air Force. I mean, that is what happened. My biggest wow moment in the military. There are so many wow moments in the military, but I'm gonna wrap this up real soon, honey, and then I'm gonna join you on Far Cry. My biggest, Todd, the biggest wow moment. I'm not sure how to there are wow moments, but so this is my biggest wow moment. Okay, I'm gonna answer this. I'm gonna tell you something funny about the Warthog, and then we're gonna call it quits for tonight. My biggest wow moment in the military was in Iraq in 2010. No, it was 2000. Yeah, I don't know. It was in Iraq. They all blend together. You go to Iraq a bunch of times. It's brown. It smells bad. People hate you. You want to go home. I've just described every deployment to Iraq because they used to love us. Back in 2003, they loved us. And then they hated us. So, okay. Me and my friend McNeil we're the only two NCOs actually filling up sandbags with the lower enlisted because no, this is gonna be like that just happened. Well, there are so many. See, I'd have to, but so this is still. We're sitting there. We're filling up sandbags with the. Hey, people. Hey, Peace Boy. This is going to be a good one. You should come back and watch it later. We're filling up sandbags with the lower enlisted dudes because we're trying to be decent NCOs and not shitbag NCOs sitting in a tent with air conditioning while they do all the work. And we're discussing with them, so you guys, a lot of them are on their first deployment. We're discussing politics and so you guys understand what the mission here is. And, we're going outside the wire for the first time, in a few days. We had just swapped out with the unit that was there. Some of you new guys are going with us, to watch and all. We're discussing it. And me and McNeil both at the exact same time stopped. And you got to understand, we are both huge Star Wars nerds. I mean, we're nerds of all kinds, but we both love Star Wars. And we both sort of stopped and looked around, and we're in the desert, and we're dirty, and it's hot, and we're in uniform. And we had this realization at the same time, and we looked at each other, and I looked at him, and I went, holy shit, you know what I just realized? And he looked at me, and he went, you just figured out that we're not the Rebel Alliance? We're the fucking stormtroopers here on Tatooine? And I went, yes! That is exactly what I just realized. We at the exact same moment. And that was my biggest what the fuck moment in the military. It was like, we're not the rebels here. They don't see us as that. We're the damn stormtroopers looking for the droids. That's yeah. So that was a big one. Now, I can't believe that just happened. I have to get back to you, and I have to sort out in my head to make sure I can I can say some of this stuff I want to say, but that was a very so let's talk about the A10s real quick, and then I got to go play Far Cry. She called me a Nord. I think she meant nerd, but she probably actually just meant Nord. So, oh no, she's talking about something else completely. I thought she was calling me a thing. So the A10, and this is my favorite story. And it's almost as good as the way that the Air Force got to sucker the Congress into building more F-16s. I'll tell that next time. Somebody remind me. Just before Desert Storm. This is just before Desert Storm. The Congress was like, we need to build new stealthy things. And this is when they were looking for money to build the F-22, which was still called the FTX then, or the TFX, or the Fighter Tactical, I don't know, whatever it was, the FTX, I think. And so they were looking to cut. They're always looking to cut stuff to build the next thing. And they were like, we're the Air Force. It's the 90s. We, the late 80s. Sorry, we only like things that fly fast, stealthy, and high up. And we want to get rid of these A-10s. We have the peace dividend coming up. We know that we're never going to fight that all-out war in Europe. And so they called the chief of staff of the Air Force and his head of something or other, manpower or whatever, the guy in charge of all the planes. And they're like, why these A-10s? We have these A-10s. We don't need these A-10s. They're designed for a thing we're never going to use. We want you to get rid of half of your A-10s. And they looked at each other and they're like, you guys don't understand the changing climate around the world. We're going to need these A-10s. We might not need them to fight the Soviet horde in the Fulda Gap. But we're going to need these A-10s, guys. And it would be a huge mistake to get rid of these A-10s. And the congressional folks were like, don't give a shit. Need money for the F-22. We're telling you right now, you have 1 month to come up with a disposition plan to get rid of half your A-10s. Don't care what you do with them. Don't sit here in front of us in 1 month without getting rid of half your A-10s. Go away. So they come back, right? A month later. And they have the listing of all their stuff. And they say, they're looking, they get to the A-10s, like, whoa. We told you to get rid of half your A-10s, and we see that you've only gotten rid of, a small number of your A-10s. We see all these A-10s on the list. Here's the half that you were allowed to keep. We get it, but all these are still A-10s. They're like, oh, no. We did get rid of those A-10s. They're like, but we still see this whole section of A-10s. And they're like, oh, you misunderstand us, sir. These are not A-10s. You see, these are OA-10s. And what they did was they took a bunch of A-10s and they changed their designation to OA-10s. Prior to that, we had a plane called the O2 Skymaster and the OV-10 Bronco, which did forward air control work. They took those out. They took the A-10s. They put an O in front of the name, A-10. And then they put these A-10s in these squadrons that used to have O2 Skymasters and OV-10 Broncos. And exact same plane. I mean, nothing changed. They said, oh, no, you're mistaken. These are not A-10s. These are OA-10s. And then from the rest of the A-10 fleet, we did get rid of half of the A-10. So they ended up getting rid of like 20% of the total A-10 fleet because they took the rest and they redesignated them as OA-10. No difference in the airplane. They just switched them to other squadrons and put the O in front of the A. And Congress was like, well, you can't do that. And they're like, no, we followed your instructions exactly, sir. We took half of the A-10 fleet. You gave us a month to get rid of half of the A-10 fleet. And within that month, half of the planes designated as A-10 are gone. They're gone. We did it. And they followed their orders. And so they couldn't say anything. And this was like in 1989 or the beginning of 1990 for real. And they were like, well, no, the movie in Bat 21 was not the Bronco. It was the O2, the O2A Skymaster. And so they were like, fine, you win this round. Air Force guys that actually care about your job, but they were already coming up with things. Meanwhile, Iraq invades Kuwait, and General Chuck Horner, who would be the air component commander, he would end up being the general who was put in charge. His son was an A-10 pilot. His son requested A-10s, and his son said, "Dad, listen to me. I'm your son." And like his son was like, "You're such a disappointment because you don't fly F-15s." He was like, "You don't understand what my plane can do. Give us till the ground war. Like, go talk to your general friends. Give us till the ground war and see what we can do, because we're going to prove to you that you don't have to be fighting against the Russians in Europe for this plane to be valuable." And so they're like, "All right, whatever," but they're still making all these plans to get rid of the A-10 completely. And then Desert Storm happens, and all of a sudden the A-10s are responsible for like more than half of all Iraqi equipment on the ground destroyed, and a bunch of Air Force generals and a bunch of congressmen are like, "Ooh, about that A-10. You guys can stop hiding them with the O and just call them A-10s again, and we're gonna be okay." I don't know what the 4473 form is, honestly. I don't know the form numbers. I don't know what that is. What is that? Although I can tell you that any gun registry is... Well, I don't know if a registry is unconstitutional. So here's the thing. There's nothing in the Constitution that says they can't keep a registry. The Constitution says they just can't infringe upon your rights to have it. So if we want to get strict about the Constitution, there's nothing in the Constitution that says they can't keep a list of who has guns. There's nothing there. If you want to make a constitutional argument, and you guys know I love the Second Amendment and I love gun rights, but if we're going to take this to the Supreme Court, there's nothing in the Constitution that says they can't keep a list of who has guns. It does say they cannot in any way infringe upon your rights to have guns. Oh, that's a 4473? See, in Pennsylvania, we don't use the National Instant Check System. We use a whole different one. I don't know why, but we're one of the few states that don't use the NICS. While I don't endorse, and this is me, and I'm being real with you guys, while I do not endorse keeping lists of citizens for any reason, I think that you would have to, somebody smarter than me that's a constitutional scholar would have to find another amendment in the Bill of Rights that covers keeping lists of citizens. But I don't think that it's a violation of the Second Amendment. Although, if you're rejected, I guess any rejection is a violation of the Second Amendment if you think about it, because that is an infringement. I don't know. It's a complicated issue. Because there are also, at the same time, I'm going to tell you, there are dudes out there that I know that I don't want holding a gun. It's a complicated issue, but but then again, back in the 1800s, there was no list of who had a musket or who had a rifle or who had anything, and society was fine. Every good citizen was entitled to have, was expected. Well, see, it's not. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if it violates the Fourth Amendment because they're asking. That's. I don't know. That's a good question. This is a damn good question. Would that form be against the Fourth Amendment, or would it even be Fifth Amendment? Would it be a Fifth Amendment issue because of potential self-incrimination? Here's a great. Hold on. Sorry. So here's a great question. So let's say somebody wants to buy a gun. Let's say there's something in their past and they go to fill out that form. Is requesting them to fill out that form a violation of the Fifth Amendment? Interesting. Interesting. And Craig, to be honest with you, I don't know if there is. I don't know if there is. See, now here's the thing. I don't think that there is a literal, I don't think filling out that form, actually it does, doesn't it? It does make a registry because they have rounds that they've tested. Wow. We could really... See, I'm going to be thinking about this all night now. I have not gotten my Glock 3.0 box yet. I did not, by the way. So the real good question is filling out that form, is requiring it a Fourth Amendment issue or a Fifth Amendment issue or both? What did you do, honey? What do you think you screwed up on? Okay, see, here we go. Here's an answer to that question. I did not, because when you fill out that form, I don't think it keeps a list of what guns everybody has. I think it just, if I remember correctly, it just spikes the NICS as a yes or a no in that moment. Well, but here's wait. But so here's the thing. If there's someone in their past, it would already be adjudicated. But what if there's something in their past, by the way, and like, so you're not, that there's like you're a felon. You're a felon and you try to buy a gun and you go to fill out that form. We know that if you're a felon, you should not be filling out that form. We know you should not be buying a gun. We know that, okay? But, however, what is not recommended for pregnant or nursing women? Okay, but so Carrie, here's what we're saying. We know that let's say someone's a felon, not you, obviously. You're a felon, right? And you go to fill out that form. I don't know. That's why I'm answering a question about matter that is public record is not encrypted. Okay, so here's the answer to that one. You know what? These are all fascinating answers to me. Oh, but no, you shouldn't. Okay, so Kaylee, you shouldn't be drinking Red Bull because of the amount of caffeine, but you're not going to hurt yourself or demon. It's not. They have to put that on the can. You're going to be okay. There's no centralized list, but it does make it possible to locate your information by contacting your FFL. That is true. I know, because sometimes in the shop, when somebody is rejected, so in the shop, if somebody has multiple rejections, like they tried to buy somewhere else and then they try to buy with us, we'll get a detective that wants information. Because that is a crime. If you've been rejected and then you try to buy again, that is a crime. Guns registered, but you don't. This is the thing, though. Okay, so Alden, you do not have to have guns registered. Some places you do. By state, they make you register your guns. Like, you don't have to federally register your guns, though. That's the thing. Like, they don't have a list of every gun you own. Now, in some states, you do, I think. But like here in Pennsylvania, for example, they have no registration, no list. This I've never heard. I've never heard of knives being like inaccessible. So this is, again, Craig, I'm not sure because we do a different form here in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure exactly. This, I think, is ridiculous. But that's California for you. I mean, that's, I'm sure it's the same in New York and Illinois and Oregon and Washington. And so, Anything that can be considered a weapon. See, but so the I haven't, because I know dudes that are honestly I know dudes that carry pocket knives and stuff. So well, okay, so there you go, like the knives you make. So that's the difference, because I know that it all depends on how they classify knives, whether or not they're weapons. So that's different, I guess. I know that, like in Ohio, Rick Hinderer just worked really hard to get the state law changed so that knives cannot be considered weapons unless they are being used as weapons, which is a difference. You know what? 2-8. Let's. I've got to get going, but next week, if you're available, I'll bring you on the live stream. We can. You can come on and we can talk all about this. Can a felon use a bow for bow hunting? I believe so, because it's not a firearm. It's, that's like, felons are restricted from purchasing firearms. Now, I don't know how that affects domestic violence. Domestic violence felons, I don't know if that's a separate category. See, there's all this stuff. Tell you what, 2A, if you want to come on to the stream next week, we'll do separate time just for this, because I know a little bit. I know what I know from the shop. I don't know enough to talk smartly about national stuff. So anyway, guys, all right, I'm gonna get going. But you guys, this has gone in a very interesting direction, and I want to I want to get back to, I wanted to discuss this more, and I think I'll have a special guest next week to do it. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. This has been fun. We've gone way over, but that's okay, because we've been discussing important stuff. Constitution is one of the most important things we can discuss. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. You are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will be back again. New video, Barrel and Blade, on Friday. And I'll be back again real soon.